Hi everyone, welcome to the Solemnity of the Holy Family. And rather than give you my own reflections on this, I want to give you the reflections of a recent saint, Saint Paul VI. And he has this beautiful reflection on the Holy Family. And it was an address given by Paul VI, January 5th, 1964. And he's talking about Nazareth as a model for the Holy Family. And he gives just 3 points to reflect on. And I think this is just beautiful. And he says, he himself often returned to the Holy Family in Nazareth as a place of prayer, a place to find rest and peace. So, I mean, that's the advice of the saint. I know I like to do that too. Maybe I learned it from him because, this comes from the breviary. This is the second reading in the Office of Readings of the Breviary. So you can find it yourself online and read this yourself because it's really rich. And these 3 points that he wants to show that he's gotten from praying with this is if we go back and we stay with the Holy Family, that's Mary, Joseph, and Jesus, the first thing that he reflects on is the silence. It must have been a quiet place. Okay, you have the Immaculate Virgin Mother, you have God himself, and you have Saint Joseph, righteous Saint Joseph, and how much they respected silence and the voice of God. And you know how I am too about silence. I just love silence. It is the voice of God, right? So we really need to quiet ourselves. And sometimes our homes might be a little too noisy. And that's fine when we're having fun, this, that, and the other thing. But have we introduced prayer to our homes? Made it a place of reflection and meditation and contemplation, right? And those are things that are oh so important. And we can always go back to Nazareth and be with the Holy Family. The second, we learn about family life itself, right? Okay, remember, this is the era of the times that we live in. Everyone thinks that everything is based on the individual. It is not. Everything is based on the family. The family is the basic unit of society, all right? And this is epitomized in the Holy Family, right? The joy that they had together, the love that they had together, the vulnerability that they had together. Okay, you can't have love without vulnerability. Okay, that means I am risking myself to you. Okay, you could hurt me, and sometimes that does happen. That's why we need forgiveness. But ultimately, I need you, and I can only discover who I really am in you. Okay, and that happens in the family. Okay, that's where we get our identities. Our primary identity comes from God, right? But that identity in the family is just so important. And the third reflection that Paul VI has is that this was a home of a craftsman's son, and so Jesus learned the value of honest work, of working with his hands. Okay, and so children at home, they learn from their parents. They see what their parents do, and the parents, you can bestow the dignity of work on your children so they don't see it as a burden, as something they want to avoid all the time, but teaching them responsibility and how to be good citizens, okay, and how to find redemption in work. That happens in the family, all right, and it gives them their view for the rest of life of what work is really all about. All right, so that's just 3 reflections from St. Paul VI. There's many more. But remember, if there are problems going on in the family, if our families weren't perfect, and no family was, unless, the Holy Family, we can always go back in our prayer to the Holy Family, okay, and ask them to help us, to pray for us, to intercede for us, to guide us along our way, to bless our families, to help our families grow closer to God, so that one day we may see him in heaven face to face.